Hey, it's Rick with Rock Bottom Outreach, and it's Real Talk Tuesday. I miss hearing the sound of my grandmother's voice, and here's why. She meant the world to me, and anytime I called, if she didn't answer the phone, and my grandpa Smitty did, he would talk to me, and he'd say, "How you doing, boy?" And then he would say, "I bet you wanting to talk to your grandma." And what I would give to hear her voice one more time. And I can think of actually 3 or 4 people that I wish I could hear their voice one more time. You know, I know a friend that is going to school for communications, and she says this is why. She says young people do not even know how to carry on a conversation now. How true that is. Because most of the time we communicate through social media, through texting, LOL, what's the other one? Be right back. Just in these acronyms. And so that's very true. But I'm going to tell you what prompts this real talk tonight. And I'm not going to open up God's word, but I am going to speak from the heart. There are so many tragedies that have taken place of recent weeks, of families in particular, that we honestly would have to say, man, I don't know what was going on. And you know what? We may never know. But when I was in England, I asked a guy one time, I said, "What do you find most unusual about Americans?" And this is what he said. He said that when they pass you on the street, they say, "How are you doing?" And then they just keep walking. What a point. That's so true. And so basically he said, if you don't want to know, then don't ask. There's nothing more valuable than personal relationships. I always say the kingdom flows through personal relationships and how we're connected on earth. But what we're missing is the personal part of relationships now, because we text all the time. And when I heard my grandmother's voice, I just felt better. And I know even now, I call my boys, or they may call me. You know why? So we can just hear the sound of each other's voice. Here's the reality. We never know what's going on with someone's life, especially if all we're doing is texting them. And I've said this before, how are you doing? Fine. But when do you mainly know something's going on with someone that you really know? And you call and say, "Hey, how are you doing?" And they say, "Oh, I'm fine." No, come on, what's going on? Yeah, you don't sound okay. So what's going on? You know what? God gave us that ability to communicate verbally. He gave us the blessing of communicating face to face. But a lot of times we just don't even think about what I'm discussing tonight, of the importance of even asking someone at work, asking someone in class, "Hey man, how are you doing?" If they're sad, don't text them. "You look sad in class today. Is everything okay?" Yeah, everything is fine. But if you were to talk to them, to say, what's going on? And they were hoping somebody would say that. They might tell you, "Man, I don't have anyone to talk to, but some bad things are going on at school." Let me tell you, Rock Bottom Outreach, what is the key part of what we do is the personal relationship part, especially with young people. And a lot of times trust is not earned in just one visit, okay? It is by building a trusting relationship over time that usually can establish trust with someone that might allow them to come to you if they are struggling or they have a concern. And so again, we take the personal part out of communication in relationships when all we do is text each other. I was talking to Carla after Bible study last night, and she shared with me, something that had taken place in her community, and it's rampant. I read in the paper today out in Benbrook, or yesterday in Benbrook, of a mom and something that took place behind their walls. And here's where I'm going with all this. You never know what someone's going through. I promise you. And so, especially when you're texting someone, most likely you will not know what's going on with them. You need to hear their voice. You need to see their face, because you know what? Tomorrow may never come and you'll never hear that voice again. That is real talk. My buddy Doc Cooper, I wish I could hear his voice one more time. My mom's voice one more time. My stepdad Doc one more time. My grandmother Grace one more time. What I would give to hear those voices one more time. And I know I will in God's kingdom. But I'm talking about days like today. Days like today. Man, don't take for granted that you've got another day, because you never know. Hey, it's Rick with Rock Bottom Outreach. It's been Real Talk Tuesday. Have a great day.